How are you doing tonight, Dr. Prasad?
I'm extremely well.
You're extremely well. How you doing tonight, Che?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Well, it seems like I just saw you guys like yesterday in Utah.
I
Yes.
know. It was yesterday.
Yes.
I can't believe it. And that we just had a fantastic summit in Utah. We had so many wonderful engaged affiliates. We had a lot of fun. We had great food. And as important as all that is, we did something that we love to do, which is we introduced two new products.
Yes.
Dr. Prasad and Che, you've been working long and hard, and yesterday we were able to, on Saturday, we were able to introduce the products. And because everybody wasn't able to be there, we are doing a introduction call tonight. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, Che, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. I am going to get the show on the road, and we tonight are going to launch, as everyone can see, with our let's see here, continue to share. All right. As everyone can see, we are launching first product. Tonight we're going to launch two products. It's not often that we launch two products, but these two products are synergistic, but also very unique. And so tonight we're going to start by announcing and launching our new Essential Mineral Boost. And the word essential is an important word on this, in that these minerals that we're going to introduce, it's an essential daily nutritional that is going to address some problems that we all have, and that is being mineral deficient. So we're going to introduce to you a concept of, we talk about our core four. We're going to say core four plus more, and essential mineral boost is going to be the foundation of more. As we get started, I want to remind everybody that none of the statements that we're going to make tonight have been evaluated by the FDA. Our products, these new products, and all of our products, none of them are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but what they are formulated to do is to empower your body to be the healthiest you can be by addressing, number one, micronutrient deficiencies, and number two, we're going to introduce the help you understand mineral deficiencies and how they impact your health. Shay, as we get started, why don't you explain to everyone, when you and your dad sit down and you get to work on formulating a product, it's not just a haphazard event. Your dad, over his lifetime of science and nutrition and micronutrition, he's developed a core philosophy. We call it the CQF philosophy. Why don't you explain to folks what the CQF philosophy is and how you've applied it on these two new products we're going to discuss?
Yeah, this has been a philosophy for Engage since the beginning, and really my dad has used that his whole career in looking at different formulations for micronutrients. And it's really, I think, the scientific foundation of Engage. Because when we look at it, we want the combination because we recognize that health conditions have multiple pathways that cause them, and we want to have effective formulas that combine the right ingredients. So that's important to have the right ingredients. And multiple ingredients that use multiple pathways rather than just a single mechanism. And then quantity is, we want to have meaningful quantities. So we want to have dosages that are supported by the scientific literature and appropriate for daily use. And then form, we want to have forms that are highly bioavailable. And so we look to what, many things. Calcium, for example, has different forms, and some are more absorbable than others. And then there's also side effect profiles with different forms. And so we look for the right form. So with the CQF, the combination quantity and form, we're really looking to optimize every part of that to get the best product.
And every bottle that we have has this certification of CQF, meaning that the products that you're getting from Engage have been formulated by Dr. Prasad and now co-formulated with Che Prasad. Dr. Prasad's PhD, Che is an MD, and they all are certified with the CQF standard. No other products in the world have this, and no other products in the world apply this same philosophy that is unique to Dr. Prasad. So, today we want to talk about some specific challenges that we are experiencing with our human health. As we talked about before, our diets just are not giving us the nutrients that we want and that our bodies need, but also the diets that we have in today's modern world also don't have the essential minerals that we need. And essential minerals are key. And when we have an essential mineral deficiency, it can lead to a reduced skeletal density and strength, compromised bone health, suboptimal calcium utilization, or impaired recovery from bone injuries, decreased muscle mass and strength, impaired mobility and balance, decreased metabolic function, and just in general, a suboptimal health and quality of life. And I can relate to this personally. Like a little over a year ago, I fell and down my stairs and broke my ankle, tore my ligaments, had suffered some severe damage. And fortunately, because of my micronutrient regimen, I've been able to heal pretty quick. And now, as I've come to learn, essential minerals, if I would have had our essential mineral boost, I would have healed even better. So. Um, Suboptimal health and quality of life. None of us wants that. We all want to live the best life that we can. Health is critical to that, and essential minerals are a component of that. So tonight we're going to introduce to you Essential Mineral Boost. It was developed to address the skeletal health, calcium utilization, muscle function, and overall muscular skeletal wellness. The benefits that Essential Mineral Boost promotes are bone strength and density, which is critical, especially as we get older. Critical is if when we suffer injury. Also, critical to bone strength and density is that we have healthy calcium absorption. Many of us have been told by our doctors to take calcium. Well, it's suboptimal to just take calcium, and we're going to talk about how you need other minerals to help and vitamins to help your calcium absorption. Talk about calcium utilization. So it's not just about absorption, but utilization of calcium, which then leads to skeletal integrity and support, which think of it like the frame of your body. Like when you build a house or a building, it has a frame. Our bodies have a frame. It's our skeleton and it's our muscles. And so this formula is there to support that, help us experience optimal muscle function, energy, and strength, and ultimately get a balance in our body. A real important concept and theme with all of our products is a theme of harmony and synergy. And so we're looking to help you and your body find balance. And when you find balance, your metabolism, your nutrient utilization, your health, it's all going to be more optimal and lead to a better, healthy, and good life.
Yeah,
So
and
now,
I would say,
go ahead.
Dave, too, that just with that what you were talking about, kind of the challenge is that minerals are often overlooked, I think, as part of a wellness regimen. And that while most people aren't suffering from severe deficiencies in minerals, it's kind of the overall kind of suboptimal decades of having that from suboptimal diets, from decreased mineral content in the foods that you eat, from our own dietary habits, and just aging all contribute to this. And as you get that over decades, it affects bone density, it affects muscle function, mobility, and just overall resilience. And so this is really, as you said earlier, is Core 4 plus more. This is like not just a calcium supplement. This is like a foundational musculoskeletal support.
And I know that Shay, this has been an area that has been near and dear to your family with Dr. Prasad falling and injuring his back and his neck. Um, we've seen the importance of the essential minerals just not only in our own lives, but as we look at the data. So now we're going to get into the science. So Shay, why don't you talk us through that mineral deficiency that you were just alluding to a little bit more detail?
Yeah, so our diets, our modern diets especially, sometimes have decreased minerals compared to a more healthy diet, and they fail to provide the optimal amount. So again, we're not seeing severe deficiencies in the minerals, but we're seeing suboptimal amounts, and this happens over decades. And you need minerals for healthy bones, and not just calcium for bones, but you need minerals for muscles, metabolism, and overall wellness. And as all the products that my dad and I design, I learned from him the multi-pathway approach. So you don't just look at it from one way to address this. You look through all the pathways because they all interact with each other, and by optimizing all of them, you really get a synergistic effect. And so over time, that inadequate mineral intake compromises not only the structural health, but physical performance, recovery, and just your body's overall resilience to aging and everyday stresses.
And so, Shay, we're talking about how they're critical for everyone. Is there really an age group that needs these essential minerals, or where would you say that at what age should people really focus on taking these essential minerals?
I mean, I think if you're younger and have a healthy diet, you still want to, I would say kind of middle age, and it depends on your lifestyle and diet. So if your diet is not rich in calcium and the other minerals, I think this can be a helpful thing to, because we don't want to address as something like symptomatic relief in this product. We want something that is foundational and helps support your body and prevent, future things that happen. So once you have osteoporosis, you're already kind of behind the ball. But by doing this and taking these daily, I would say, again, depending on lifestyle, genetics, but in your 30s, and probably not even too early to start it in your 20s. I think, young kids and teens have their own nutrition requirements, and we address those separately in our kids gummies. But I think every adult could benefit from these because the minerals are part of our bones and skeletal structure. They're also not just involved in the structure, but also the function, and they also play a role in our immune system. So these are things that we would like to do in a preventive manner rather than a reactive manner to trying to catch up to something that's already happened. But if you are older and have had a life of a diet that's not as rich in minerals, it's not too late to start this and start building.
Okay.
Yes, mineral is extremely important. All the enzymes in the body, which plays very central role in controlling the metabolic activity, they require different types of mineral for each different enzymes. So this is extremely important that we have sufficient amount of minerals all the time in our body so that each cell, each organ can perform to an optimal level.
Well, so what I heard you say there, Dr. Prasad, is really it's another part of that CQF concept of
Yes,
we need our micronutrients, but we also need these essential
exactly.
minerals. And so this covers that gap that we know exists, but we really hadn't formulated specific products for that. Also, Che and Dr. Prasad, we've been hearing this for decades and decades that bone density loss is a major health concern, and it is affecting populations, in particular postmenopausal women in the United States. I mean, we're talking literally tens and tens of millions of people, women over the age of 50, who are struggling or at risk with osteoporosis and low bone mass. So Shay, you see this all the time in your practice, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's especially prominent in postmenopausal women, but men, as they get older, also experience the same uh,
Definitely.
bone loss. And as my dad was saying, it's not just about bone loss and calcium. When my dad was doing the research on this and we were looking into it, he was talking about all the enzyme reactions, like just, magnesium just by itself is involved in over 300 enzyme reactions in the body that relate to metabolism. So we really wanted to approach it, like you said, from a multi-pathway.
So why don't you explain to us, Dr. Prasad, can you explain to us why enzyme, what did you say, Che, 300 enzyme, what was the word?
Reactions in the body. Yeah, so there's enzymatic reactions in the body that require minerals, and so those are ones that are everything from metabolism, and almost every major physiologic system in the body uses some of these enzyme reactions, and you can't have them perform optimally without minerals, and not just
Okay.
calcium.
So Dr. Prasad, like you're saying then is they're essential because without them, the enzyme reactions in our body aren't going to function properly. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, exactly. Take an example of one enzyme, glutathione peroxidase, which makes glutathione, which is very powerful antioxidant. This enzyme, but this enzyme requires selenium so that it can get activated to form glutathione level. So enzyme activity without selenium, it won't be active. And if it's not active, you are not going to make glutathione.
And I know you've talked about how important glutathione is as an antioxidant. It's like the most important enzyme reaction for our immune system. Is that right?
It is most important one in terms of volume and function, but also without other cooperation of other antioxidant, it won't be by itself as effective at all.
Okay, so that's once again, the body's complex and there's so many interreactions, and that's why why we've really focused now on providing that core four plus more because there was a gap,
Yes.
and now we have an opportunity to fill that gap. We talked also, Shay, about muscle loss, declining strength, so you've got bone strength, bone density. Also, as we get older, and I think, Shay, I guess the medical term is what, sarcopenia?
Yeah, sarcopenia, just a decrease in muscle mass and strength that happens, as we get older. But since your muscles work with your bones, if you have a decrease in either one of those, it's going to affect the other one. So just like our products are designed to work synergistically together, your body also is. So your muscles can't really be separated from the bones in terms of their contribution to things like movement and your structure. They work together. And so any decrease in any one of those is going to affect the other one.
Okay. So once again, the answer is essential mineral boost. We just want to remind you, we're gonna say this numerous times. Here's what it delivers for you. Bone strength and density, it promotes calcium absorption and utilization, it promotes muscle function and performance, it promotes mineral balance and metabolism, and overall healthy and aging and structural support. It promotes all of these, and it's synergistic with our core four. It's synergistic as a critical, essential mineral that you need as Dr. Prasad and Shay talked about, over 300 enzyme reactions in your body require these essential minerals. And when you don't have a sufficient amount, you're having suboptimal. Shay, tell me if this is a good analogy. I think of my car when I have a spark plug or two that's not working right. You can hear it, the car will like sputter or the car will, you'll hear knocking in your engine. If you don't have your essential minerals, essentially your body engine's going to knock and the spark plugs aren't going to be working right. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's the minerals are really contribute to the structure, your foundation of your body that everything else is built on. So your skeletal strength and your muscle strength, and you have something that's not there, or not functioning optimally, like a loose spark plug, then you're not going to get the performance that you need.
Okay. So let's get into the ingredients, and this is where I think I'm hoping people will catch the magic of what you've done. I like to describe Dr. Prasad as the Michelangelo of micronutrient science. Shay and I've said the Leonardo da Vinci. I think that really the two of you collaborating, it's like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci collaborating to create something that is really beautiful because these are not just scientific formulations. These are formulations that are art and are formulated to really create magic in the body. Talk to them about where calcium citrate and magnesium glycinate and the ratios, these are the things that make all of the difference. I know, Dr. Prasad, I'm going to let you talk about the ratio of calcium citrate and magnesium glycinate and why that's so important.
It is very important because your bone requires more calcium, but if you don't have magnesium, calcium cannot travel to bone. And so magnesium glycinate is formed, not magnesium citrate. Magnesium glycinate form helps calcium to go to the bone and form bone. This is very important. Without magnesium glycinate, you just take a calcium, it is not going to be very effective. And 2-to-1 ratio is because bone require more calcium than magnesium. And experimental evidence have shown, and people have tested, that this ratio is the best for the bone formation.
So this is an example where you can pick up a bottle and look at it. Number one, you can see calcium and you can see magnesium, but if you don't have the right forms of calcium,
Form, then
form
it
of
cannot be as
magnesium,
effective. Yeah.
you're going to have no effect. And then you can look the amount, and oftentimes people think more is better, but what we just heard from Dr. Prasad, you can have less, but if you have the right combination of calcium citrate and magnesium, which is 2-to-1, you're going to get more benefit from the calcium citrate than you could get even if you had significantly more
Right.
calcium in a formulation. Is that right, Dr. Prasad?
That's correct.
Shay, what would you like to add to this? Because I know you and your dad had a lot of discussions around just this ratio alone.
Yeah, we discussed the ratio, and that was really where my dad's background in all his research really came into play, and looking at that. Because the ingredients, you can find the ingredients, like you said, look at a bottle, and a lot of, um, you know, minerals will have, mineral supplements will have both calcium and magnesium. But the form is important, but not only the form, but the ratio, like my dad was saying. And then the form also has another aspect to it, and that calcium citrate was chosen because it was the most absorbable form. So there's other forms of calcium that are not as
Exactly.
absorbable by themselves. And then
Yeah.
magnesium glycinate had less GI side effects compared to other
Yeah.
forms of magnesium. So both of them work together to support the bone density and health. Magnesium also is important in muscle relaxation. It also is important in nerve conduction, and supports healthy calcium metabolism, like my dad said.
Well, I, me personally, as I've gotten older, I seem to get more cramps. I'm looking forward to I just took my first dose today, if you can believe it. I got my first dose of the essential minerals in my body today. I'm looking forward over time to see, not only, just a more stronger muscular, stronger bone, more healthy overall enzyme processes. But I'm looking forward to see if that magnesium glycinate in the product will help with the cramping. And Shay, what you said, it supports muscle relaxation, and I think that's what we need when we get cramps, isn't it?
Yeah, so you just want your muscles to function. I mean, they do their job, and then if they're not able to relax, or you've worked them too hard, you're gonna feel some cramps. And I think with this product, that it came out like you were saying with my dad's recent health challenges, and at the summit, I think just about everyone that came up to me had either themselves or someone very close to them that would benefit from this. And I think this was one of the products that my dad was so most excited to get into his hands at the time, because we spent all this time designing it and refining it, and then to actually have the bottle there, I think he was one of the first people to start taking it.
Actually, in the meeting, one of the younger fellow came to me. He said, last night I took this product. I was having some problem with my knee, and I was having some pain. And now this morning I'm perfectly okay. So he's only one dose. But he was young, one dose could be very effective. But but anyway, so I have started myself today. I took in the morning 3 capsule, in the evening 3 capsule, plus the other one that we will discuss.
We will be talking about the other one. I've done both of them today too, Dr. Prasad. Well, let's
Yeah.
continue on with Essential Mineral Boost. Let's talk about vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. I'm just going to say, when I go to the doctor, I'd say about every other time I get my blood work done, they tell me to take vitamin D3. So I've got just some vitamin D3 supplement, and I'm
Yeah.
excited now. I don't need to take that anymore because I can get that vitamin D3 with this Essential Mineral Boost. Why don't you talk, Che, about vitamin D3 and then the vitamin K2? This is cutting edge science that I just learned this weekend about vitamin K2, why it's so important to be in this product. So why don't you explain these two ingredients to us?
Yeah, well, the vitamin D3, when people get their vitamin D levels and they're low, often or recommended to take a vitamin D supplement. And vitamin D is very important for immune function, but it's also important for your musculoskeletal health, and especially for calcium absorption. So it supports um, bone mineralization. And then vitamin K2 is something that supports getting the calcium into your bones, and it supports osteocalcin. So you have two kind of cells in your bones. One are osteoblasts, and those are the bone forming cells, and then osteoclasts, which kind of remodel or destroy bone. Osteocalcin is produced by the osteoblasts, and so this supports osteocalcin activation. And kind of when I was talking about how the three work together, is that you can have calcium that's absorbable and magnesium to support the calcium, but vitamin D3 additionally helps with the absorption, and vitamin K helps with getting that calcium into your bones. So the analogy that we used was that if the bricks are calcium for your bones, then the delivery truck is like vitamin D3 that's delivering the calcium that you take to the site. And then vitamin K2 is like the construction site foreman that's directing the calcium into your bones.
Yeah. And if you don't do vitamin K2, calcium may start depositing in some organ that is could be toxic. So K2 is small amount, but is extremely important so that it can direct calcium to the bone.
So what I heard you just say, Dr. Prasad, anyone taking a calcium supplement without vitamin D3 and vitamin K2,
And yes,
not only is it suboptimal, but over a long period of time, it could be unhealthy. Is that what I just
unhealthy
heard you say?
because it will go in the absence of K2, it will go to deposit someplace. So different organ, different sites, and that could be harmful.
So this is something, as you're looking at we've got the 2-to-1 ratio on magnesium and calcium. We've got the vitamin D3 and K2. These are things that make our essential mineral boost very unique as compared to others. And in addition, it's the amount, the quantities, because we're going to have higher absorption, because we're going to have higher effectiveness. We don't need to overload your system with unnecessary calcium and other nutrients, which more is not always better, correct,
Oh,
Dr.
that's
Prasad?
correct. That's correct. And also, many people they think that just taking calcium, magnesium in a citrate form, which is not good for magnesium, that's sufficient for the bone. No, if you are taking calcium supplement and you don't take vitamin K2, you are asking for trouble.
Okay.
And I would say that just to emphasize again, in case people have questions, that people are on their core four, and this is plus more. The core four is the flagship of the supplements, and then the other ones help support that. And this is an area that really was not being addressed as much by that. So each of the different products has the CQF
Yeah,
formulation that goes into it with regards
exactly.
to what it's specifically addressing. And this is another daily essential building block that really supports the structure that all the other products are helping to
Well, I
to
love
enhance.
how, and we're gonna talk about it, just how talking about whole body health, and we'll discuss that whole body
Exactly.
health
Exactly.
application of these products. Well, Shay, why don't you jump into a couple of the last ingredients? We've got boron and zinc, and I know zinc is something lots of us have been told to take zinc for immune system, etc. Now we're going to say let's get zinc at really fantastic levels for your body into your body every day.
Yeah, so this is another thing when my dad and I sat down, and my dad was, he always wants to do more. So he's not happy with just having a product that kind of addresses the main issues. He wants to have that product. He wants to know what the main issues are. He wants to go at it from multiple approaches to enhance it. And then at the end, when we think we have everything, he goes, is there anything else that will make this better? That's different than what's out there. And boron is a trace mineral that supports bone metabolism. It helps optimize the body's utilization of calcium. So again, all these things are supporting some of the main ingredients because bone has, calcium is the main support for bones, but all these other ones support the calcium utilization. And then the zinc, as you were saying, has an immune function, supports that, just like vitamin D has a function in supporting the immune system, but also supports collagen. So the bones have collagen as well, and supports the bone building pathways as well as tissue repair.
So this is where we're filling out the full spectrum, or we're satisfying the full spectrum of the essential minerals that your body needs. And Shay, we were just talking about core four plus more. So now when you look at the core four, the micro daily, that's your daily micronutrient supplement to fill in the gap of your micronutrient deficiencies in your diet. It addresses the toxic world we live in, the world of EMF, of low-level radiation. It supports your immune system and it supports your overall bodily function. We address gut health with probiotic. We address organ health, skin health, hair health, nail health, brain health with the collagen daily. And then the omega, as Dr. Prasad said, our body can't get omega unless it's through a diet. And omega is from a very specific diets, meaning we need to get it primarily from fish. And so we've got an omega-3 daily to get the most healthy omega possible. It's wild caught omega it's wild caught fish that we get the omega from. And then with those four, they cover the broad spectrum of our whole body health. But we're now filling in that gap, that mineral gap. Like Micro Daily does have some minerals, but it doesn't have the supercharged levels that you need to fill in that essential mineral gap. So it's now Core 4 plus more. And by having a Core 4, you can also take the essential minerals. You can save $10 to $20 a bottle because you're on the Core 4 or any bundle if you're on like the basic bundle of Micro Daily Probiotic. So we've really put into place some serious savings that you can get on a subscription basis. Is there anything you want to add to this concept of Core 4 and essential mineral, Che?
No, I think what you said is right. I mean, each of these products has a very specific use. Micro Daily is kind of the central one that addresses all around health, and then these other ones, each made with a TQF philosophy, are designed to do that. And I think as we were talking to people, we found out that people, in addition to this, were kind of taking their own kind of mineral supplements here and there.
Yes.
You were taking vitamin D. Some people take calcium because they were told were developing osteoporosis. And so we thought, why not have something that's part of the Core 4 that will address that, so people can go and get it from us, and they know that we designed it with the same philosophy as everything else, and that the person who made it is taking it himself and giving it to his family.
I mean, there's literally hundreds of. Go ahead, Dr. Prasad.
No, I said this will improve the quality of life during aging because this is very essential minerals. And especially when you are growing old, you are losing these kind of minerals, you are not getting it. And of course, Core 4 will help, but in adding the essential mineral boost will be further improve your quality of life during aging.
So I think many of you, like me, who are taking vitamin D or taking calcium, taking numerous different supplements, taking zinc. This feels that it's an all-in-one. This is going to fill in the gap. You don't need all those other products, and it's going to get you in the right ratios, the right forms as compared to what other people have done. So
Yeah.
this is a super, super important, and we're super excited to bring this to the table because I can tell you now, I don't know how you all are who are listening, but when I look at a puzzle, I'm the kind of person who likes to finish the puzzle. I like to find the pieces of the puzzle. This essential mineral boost really helps us to complete the puzzle of Core 4 plus more. So we've talked about what makes the product unique, multi-pathway musculoskeletal support, unique ingredients like calcium citrate, glycinate, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, which is MK-7, boron, zinc in the right combinations. And then we've talked about the benefits of bone strength density, calcium absorption, utilization, muscle function, recovery, mineral balance, metabolism, overall healthy structural integrity, and healthy aging built on our unique, Dr. Prasad's unique CQF formula. And so the conclusion is you don't need to take any other essential minerals. If you are, this will replace them, and this with the Core 4 is going to really give you an opportunity for an optimal health. And so, as we're talking about the puzzle, we just want you to catch the vision of how the puzzle of Engage. We've really focused on whole body health. So when you think about it, we've got the micro daily. In fact, I'll start here on the left with the brain. We've got the brain nervous system with micro daily MF, omega-3 daily brain boost. We've got the eyes with specific micronutrients and antioxidants that target eye health. We've got immune and cellular micro daily original and kids gummies for kids. We've got our digestive system probiotic daily digestive boost. We've got the GLP boost for satiety and metabolic wellness, blood sugar, weight loss. Also, there's numerous other benefits that the GLP brings to the table. We've got sleep boost and CBD boost for sleep and comfort and endocannabinoid system balance, anxiety, stress, etc. We've got cardiovascular health with heart boost and omega-3 daily, skin and connective tissue health with collagen daily, energy and mitochondria with energy boost and micro daily, and then hormonal wellness and overall health, specifically women's health boost and men's T boost, which is really a men's health boost. So we've really covered a very broad spectrum of whole body health. Che, what would you like to add to this as we can see here now the puzzle is now becoming complete in terms of daily nutrition and supplementation to bring optimal health to the world.
Yeah, when we were looking at this, I mean, it really shows you, how much my dad's work has covered, for all aspects of wellness and human health. And then we're looking at once we saw the graphic representation, we're like, there's a few spaces there, and that's where the bones are. And so when you look at this graphically, sometimes you realize that there are places that can still be improved, and those are things that really can't be added to the other products. It really needs to be at standalone just because of the amounts and dosages and ingredients that you need. But again, it's complementary and can be used with the product that we have.
Well, and these are really products for the time. I mean, we live in a unique world with UV radiation, 5G and EMF environment, ultra processed foods failing to deliver the nutrients and minerals that we need, high environmental oxidative stress, also highly stressful modern lifestyles. People have a lot of anxiety and a lack of comfort. And then just the microbiome challenges. Us as human beings, we're being attacked every day with viruses and bacterias. Our body and our immune system is designed to fight and defeat these, but we need a healthy body to do it.
Yeah,
And these nutrients are there to help us provide a healthy body. Did you want to add something there, Shay?
I was just going to say, you listed many of the important environmental factors, and then in your own body, just with, general living and going through your daily life, you're producing, uh, you know, free radicals and having oxidative stress. So there's challenges inside your body going on that your body was designed to help balance, and then you bring in these external challenges, and that's when you kind of can see it way towards the oxidative stress, and that's why all these products are designed to help your body do what it does naturally and do it in the optimal way.
Well, now that we've talked and laid the table and hopefully expanded understanding of how important these essential minerals are, let's talk to people about the financial component of what they are. So, Essential Mineral Boost, it's going to retail for $93.32. Now, I think everyone on this call knows that our products are not like a 1 day, 1 week product. And so we heavily reward people who commit to take a product and commit to being healthy by going on subscription. And so we have a 25% discount. So on subscription, the product is $69.99. Now, like I said before, if you're on a bundle, a basic bundle or a core four bundle, you can save $10 to $20. So in essence, you can get Essential Mineral Boost for as low as $49.99 a month. I can tell you there is no products in the world where you're going to get that value for that price. In addition, on subscription, we're giving you 5% back every month, the first 3 months. We're giving you 100% back on your subscription month 4, and then month 5 to 12, we're giving you 10% back, and then at 12 months on, we're giving you 15% back. So that's just additional savings that you can get. So literally, if you're at $40 a month on, let's see, at $49 a month, you can get another 15% off. So you can get this product for roughly around $40 a month on average with our reward boost programs, loyalty programs, subscription. So it's very affordable. Now, having said that, when we launch products, we always make an opportunity for you to really load up at really kind of once in a very long while savings. So tonight we're going to introduce buy two, get one free. You're going to save $70 on buying 3 bottles. So so basically for $140 divided by 3, you can get this product for $46 a bottle, which is crazy. So tonight, take advantage of the promotion. It's good for a week from tonight, June 15th, it will end. And so Essential Mineral Boost right now, it's on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free and save $70. Now, Jay, we're going to jump right into the second product because I know we want to keep this call to right around an hour. And so the next product, it's a if you want to say a sister product to Essential Mineral Boost, in that this product targets a specific challenge that many people have, which is joint pain, joint struggles. And so we're doing Joint Relief Boost. So it's a fantastic boost product for people who are on the Core 4 Plus More. And the Relief Boost is going to provide a lot of happiness. In fact, Dr. Prasad, in a couple of days, we've already heard testimonials from people this weekend, haven't we, on this Joint Relief Boost?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
So we're getting fast relief. I want to remind everybody the FDA statement again. Our products aren't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. So we're going to jump right into the joint health challenges. I don't know about you, as I've gotten older, there's been more and more days I wake up feeling like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. I feel creaky all over. Man, I would love to have a can of grease to get my joints working because the stiff and achy is not something I've enjoyed. And since I've been on Micro Daily and other products, I really have felt much, much better. But occasionally there's days that I just feel creaky. Plus, having torn some ligaments and just getting old, some of the joints, they just need a little bit of help. And so the challenges with joint health is we lose our mobility, our joints lose lubrication, we have cartilage degeneration, joint stiffness, and discomfort. And this is to be expected. I mean, our bodies wear out. And if they're wearing out, as they wear out, we want to minimize the wear and tear on the body, and we want to empower our bodies to really last longer, last better, and really serve us better. And so Joint Boost is a product that is going to do that. Joint Boost Relief Boost is a multi-pathway formulated to designed to support joint comfort, mobility, cartilage support strength, flexibility, smooth joint movement, balanced inflammatory response. I love this one, synovial fluid lubrication. This is that can of grease, and then joint resilience and function. So the benefits of this product are what many of us need, especially as we get older. So Che and Dr. Prasad, let's jump into the science. So Che, why don't you talk about how when you looked at the market, what you saw others doing, and then how you saw an opportunity to do better?
Yeah, when Dave was talking about how my dad and I work together and how my dad is really an artist in designing this, we couldn't do it without Dave giving us kind of the ideas, and he does a lot of the research too on like what's needed out there. So it's really a team of the three of us. We were trying to think of a power trio that works together well because my I was always say my dad and Dave are like Lennon and McCartney when they met, bringing something together. And now I'm in there, so we're still trying to figure it out. I think Dave had a good one. We thought about power trios like ZZ Top or like Cream, but really we're working together and we're thinking Dave thought maybe it's like the Three Musketeers. We're working for each other and for everybody else. So when we're looking at this, we're looking at the supplementations that are out there, and many of them have rely on just one aspect of joint health. Glucosamine is in just about all of them, but some have chondroitin also. Sometimes also with treatments that we get in Western medicine, you have anti-inflammatory ingredients. They tend to underdose the collagen ingredients, and it's really kind of incomplete. They're just addressing one of the pathways, and like my dad always he wants to look at all the different pathways that are involved in causing joint problems for people. And like you said, Dave, this is more of a targeted boost as opposed to the essential mineral boost, which is an everyday one that supports the core four. This is targeted for people that have joint issues, but that's a lot. I mean, as we'll talk about, it's millions and millions of people.
Well, Shay, I look at this as, as we age, we start, like we say, you start to feel like the Tin Man, you start getting creaky, even when you're on the core four, even when you've got the essential mineral boost, our bodies are going to wear down. As you start to feel those aches and pains, this is a product you want to go to right away. I mean, there's literally there's tens of millions of people that are looking for this, myself included.
Also,
So,
it
go ahead,
provides,
Dr. Sam.
also it is needed also not only when you have actually this problem, but also prevent the development of this kind of a poor lifestyle activity. In other words, in joint pain and all this kind of joint.
Well, I'm going to give you an example right now. So yesterday we had our children over for a barbecue, and our son, who's 28 years old, he was talking about how when he likes to run. And now that he's starting to run, his knees are starting to hurt him after about a mile and a half of running. And so, Dr. Prasad, yesterday I gave him the joint relief boost
Mm-hmm.
with the essential minerals. He's already on the micro daily, and he's gonna test the joint boost for the next 30 days.
Okay.
He's going to experience, and the way he's going to measure it is he can run a mile and a half typically, and then he starts to feel pain. And he said, if I start to be able to run further, then he says, I'm going to know that this product is helping my knees. Now,
Okay.
I'm highly confident he's going to start to run further with less pain. But
Yeah.
what I would say to all of you who are listening tonight, if you've got joint pain, if you've got struggles, it doesn't matter your age, your body's telling you that it's not functioning optimally, and this
Yeah.
product is going to address it. You
Exactly.
know, economic and quality of life is diminished when we experience pain, and joint pain is a big deal. It affects productivity, our activity, our independence, exercise tolerance, like my 20-year-old son, overall quality of life. So this is a product, if it's you or people you know, this is a product someone with joint pain is going to want to try. And joint pain and osteoporosis, it's a disability worldwide, and more than 54 million US have osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, and half experience musculoskeletal pain each year. So, progressive cartilage degeneration, joint inflammation, synovial fluid deterioration, loss of mobility, flexibility, chronic discomfort, and stiffness. These are not unusual. Now, Che, I want to focus on one, the synovial fluid deterioration. Why don't you talk about what the synovial fluid does, and then as we get older, how our body just starts to make less of it?
Yeah, so your synovial fluid is the lubrication of your joints, like you were saying, kind of the oil that helps everything run smoothly. And just as a natural aging phenomenon, as well as a result of injury or chronic stress on those joints, you can get less. So it's not just a matter of wear and tear on the joints themselves from activity. There's the issues of synovial fluid, so lubrication, so the joints can kind of smoothly glide over each other, as well as inflammation. Inflammation plays a role in osteoarthritis. And it's not just about pain, it's about mobility and flexibility and the ability to just go through your life comfortably. And so there's multiple pathways that cause these, requiring multiple micronutrients to address each of those pathways.
Okay. So, the conventional pharmaceutical approach chain, as a medical doctor, you see this all the time. The NSAIDs, acetaminophen, cortisone injections, surgical interventions. These are approaching the symptomatic relief, but they don't address the nutritional and structural aspects of muscular skeletal health. How do you think Joint Relief Boost compares to something like this? Like, what would you say the contrast is between what we're approaching, joint pain versus what the medical profession approaches it?
Yeah, well, it's almost a philosophical way in that you just described that the ones that a lot of people use are symptomatic relief. There's something that's given an injection or a pill that addresses the symptom. What we do is, with our nutritional approach, is do it to address structure and function and what your body naturally had, and to keep that from deteriorating or reacting to injuries. And so that's really the different approach. One is addressing the symptoms, and we're addressing the cause.
Also, there, yeah, like you said, Che, we address the causes also first, and symptoms also, but causes first. So if you prevent it, then you don't have to do anything. And the intervention, medical intervention, treats only the symptoms. When you feel pain, then they will do it. But we do both, prevent it and treat it without toxicity or without complication.
Well, and our Joint Relief Boost, Dr. Prasad, you're very comfortable. There's virtually no side effects as compared to these
Exactly.
other ones have gastrointestinal irritation,
Yeah,
kidney
I
stress,
mean, all kind of things.
cardiovascular concerns, dependency on system management. I mean, there's side effects to drugs, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah,
So, joint relief provides a multi-pathway support. Unlike other joint supplements, it focuses on structural cartilage support, cartilage immune tolerance pathways, inflammatory pathways, oxidative stress, synovial fluid lubrication, and whole body inflammatory relaxation. So, Che, why don't we jump into the ingredients and what these ingredients do and why we have them?
Yeah, so the first one, which you'll find in many products, is glucosamine sulfate. It's naturally occurring, and it's the building block for cartilage. So this has been probably the most extensively studied in research, that it supports joint health and mobility. So it supports cartilage structure, it supports healthy joint function, it supports comfort, and it works synergistically, meaning together with, for even a better benefit, with chondroitin sulfate. So chondroitin sulfate is more related to elasticity and the cartilage retaining water. So it's a key component of cartilage and connective tissue, and it works with glucosamine to support joint health. And it supports the hydration and elasticity, as I said. It helps maintain cartilage integrity, so it helps maintain it as opposed to when it degrades. And it's also important for shock absorption, as is synovial fluid. So it's really a complement. These two ingredients are the kind of the foundation of this supplement, and they complement each other.
And then we've got two others that are a little less traditional.
Yeah, these go back to some of them in Ayurvedic medicine, but the boswellia has boswellic acids that support a healthy inflammatory balance, and they support joint comfort. It supports mobility and flexibility, and helps maintain healthy inflammatory pathways. Because once you have a joint injury, you get inflammation, and those inflammatory cells in the inflammatory process can actually, even though it's designed initially to help, with an injury, it can also contribute by bringing in cytokines and other things to further injury to that joint. So, and it also complements curcumin activity, which we'll talk about later. And then ashwagandha is an herb that's for overall resilience. And again, with Ayurvedic medicine, and maybe Dad, you have some things to add about these two ingredients.
Yeah, ashwagandha is very important because it prevents the release of cortisol, which is a depressing molecule, and it totally, so you can be a calm and quiet, don't feel stress and everything. Then your quality of life is very good, and it is non-toxic, and it is very important for your quality of life because it does not create any form of a stress. It prevents a stress because it does not release cortisol.
Okay, so we've got these are really important ingredients here, Che. I know that these we've done something very unique with this. So why don't you describe these two ingredients, why they matter so much?
Yeah, so now we start to get into things that set this product apart from other ones. And one is the hyaluronic acid, and that's a key component of synovial fluid that you were talking about. That supports joint lubrication and helps cushion the joints. So it helps support the synovial fluid, the joint cushioning, and maintain smooth joint movement, and supports cartilage hydration, really. It's kind of a fluid that's in between your joints. And then an interesting one, a lot of supplements will use collagen, but the form of collagen really is important. And undenatured type 2 collagen is a specialized form that supports joints at low doses, which is the dose that we have. It supports cartilage health, and it does this by making a healthy immune relationship between your immune system and cartilage, because your immune system can play a role in cartilage degeneration. So it really supports cartilage immune tolerance. And so that was one, I think, that both my dad and I researched and found that was an unusual one that we thought was important to include.
And also having enough of it, right? So not too much, but just you have enough of that undenatured type 2 collagen.
Right. And with the core four, the people are taking this again. This is one for more targeted symptomatic relief, but the core four has the collagen that we have as part of that.
So that's why these products are designed to be synergistic with our core four, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So I think, and then we've got selenium and curcumin.
These are two of my dad's favorites. I'll let him talk about these.
Selenium is extremely essential. I mentioned it. It supports antioxidant activity, but again, what form is very important because selenium, if you give high dose, it could be toxic. And so we formed only selenium oxide. Many people add selenium oxide, but we added a selenomethionine, which is absorbed very easily and perform function not only antioxidant, but also reduce oxidative stress, supports healthy cellular function, supports overall skeletal wellness. And so it is very important. Selenium is extreme, but it is low dose selenium. Like we have given 40 microgram. High dose selenium and high dose selenium form is also very important. And you will see this is very important that we have given methionine form. And curcumin, as you know, is very important antioxidant, but it requires, interestingly, it requires black pepper. When you have eggs or anything, you put a black pepper. I didn't know that, but black pepper is black pepper or extract, and is very important for the absorption of curcumin. And curcumin is one of the most powerful antioxidant, supports healthy inflammatory response, helps reduce oxidative stress, supports joint comfort and mobility, support exercise recovery and healthy aging, because this is extremely important. So you can see that each work in different way, and some of them even common, but it is very important to interact with each other for optimal effect.
Well, once again, the importance of synergy and harmony amongst formulation and these
Yes,
ingredients, how they support one another and enhance efficacy.
exactly.
I mean, I think it's really quite remarkable that Dr. Prasad, you've tied curcumin and black pepper together to enhance the efficacy. That's once again another genius decision. So in conclusion, anyone, if you're starting to feel joint struggles or joint health, your shoulders, your elbows, your knees, your ankles, your joints, this is a product that we think if you take it on a daily basis, it will be highly effective. Now, dosage wise, this is a once a day product, 3 capsules in the morning, and we'll be talking about how many capsules are in a bottle. The essential minerals, it's 3 capsules in the morning, 3 at night. So it's a twice a day product. And so dosing is important of how you take it also. So just that we've just added to the chart the joints. And so now you can see that we continue to focus on enhancing whole body health. The puzzle gets more and more complete, and your health gets more and more optimal. So now we're going to talk about pricing. Same thing as the essential minerals. It's a 93.32 retail. Subscription is 70. But tonight, buy two, get one free, and you can get it for right around $46 a bottle. The promotion's going to run through the 15th, and we've got one more week from tonight for everybody to take advantage of the Joint Relief Boost and the Essential Mineral Boost. So Shay and Dr. Prasad, as we finish up the call, I think we've really filled in some really important areas for human health. Essential minerals, we now have Core 4 plus more with essential minerals, and now we have a solution for people, something that's going to help and support them in their struggles with joint health. So Shay, what would you like to say as we close tonight's call?
I just think, it was so exciting to be at the summit and see the people were there, but I understand that not everybody could be there. So it's such an exciting product. And my dad and I worked so hard on this in conjunction with you and the team that I'm glad that we can share it with people that couldn't be at the summit. And for those who were at the summit and here again, it's always good to hear the information multiple times.
Thank you. Dr. Prasad, what would you like to say as we close
Yeah,
tonight?
these two products will further enhance the quality of life during aging, both in terms of not developing at all, and if you have already these symptoms, mineral deficiency or joint, then it will improve without producing any toxic effect. So you will enjoy the quality of life dramatically if you follow the Core 4 plus more plus joint. Maybe we should say plus two.
+2 for sure. I mean, really, it comes down to what you and your needs are. We're here to meet you where you are. So Core 4 plus more and our boosts, we
Yes,
priced them economical for you. We've formulated them in ways that nobody in the world has. You had the chance tonight to listen to the formulators. How many of you had a chance to meet the formulators of products you've seen in the past? You've now met two of the foremost experts on micronutrition and essential mineral health for all of us. So I want to thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Che, for all the work. Go ahead, Dr. Prasad. You want to say something?
I also say that I don't know if everybody knows it, but Core 4 is now a patented product.
Oh,
And therefore, and we will also, depending upon Dave's view, we will submit jointly these two products as a symbol of improving quality of life, uh, this mixture of minerals and joint relief.
so at a doctor, Dr. Prasad just let you know that when we've announced this before, we'll announce it again. That the Core 4 is now patented. The EMF is patented. The collagen is patented, and the entire Core 4 is patented. And yes, we'll be in process for looking at
Gummy.
patents on
That's
these
really
products.
gummy.
And the kids' gummies are patented. Well, and we have Micro Daily is patented. I mean, we could go through a long list of patents that Engage. So, but we want to just thank everybody tonight for joining us. We look forward to you experiencing enhanced quality of life with our products. We thank you for joining us. Share the products with others. Take advantage of the buy two, get one free. It's a special opportunity to save money. And we thank you tonight and we say God bless and wish you all the best. Good night, everybody.
Good night.